So the day is finally here. I have been investing for the past 30 days. The stock market has been open, £100 every single day into the S&P 500. So today in the morning, I was just looking at my phone and the S&P 500, and I thought it would be a very simple conclusion, but you know what? Today CPI numbers were released and the S&P 500 took a bit of a tumble, so the results today are going to be even closer than I would have thought. Now, of course, the broker that I'm using to invest £100 into every single day is Trading 212, and if you would like to sign up to Trading 212 and receive a free fractional share worth up to £100, all you have to do is to click the link in the description box down below. Alternatively, if you've already signed up to Trading 212 in the past 10 days and haven't received a free share, all you have to do is to click the 3 horizontal line menu over here, scroll all the way down until you see this section, use promo code, and in this section just enter my code JUBAIR and you should receive a free fractional share. So I started this journey on the 2nd of January, so first things first is to figure out what my shares would be worth right now if I had invested £3,000 back then instead of doing it £100 per day, and the answer is I would have got it for £9.95, and today my money would be worth £3,087, so keep that in mind. Now, of course, since then we have seen the S&P 500 has been quite volatile as usual, but the trend has been upwards. You can see a high of £10.31, and obviously if we bought it at £9.95 and sold it at £10.31, we would have made the most money, but of course, timing the market is not an easy endeavor now, is it? So just in case you guys want to know, I invested into this fund here, the iShares Core S&P 500, the GSPX, and my reasoning behind it was that this is a hedged ETF, so any currency differences between the pound and the dollar, they wouldn't be 100% reflected in these results. So it's a more true one-to-one representation of the movement of the actual S&P 500 index. Granted, you are paying a slightly higher fee for getting a hedged version, and realistically in the long term, there might not be any differences apart from paying that 30% extra total expense ratio. Now let's go through this result. As you can see, over that time period, my rate of return has been only 1.6%. And that is of course because today we've seen about a 1% drop as a direct result of the CPI numbers coming out and investors not being happy with whatever they had in mind. So basically the rate of return 1.6%, and in those 30 days that the stock market has been open since January the 2nd, so not 30 calendar days, but 30 days that the stock market has been open. There have been some stock market closures over that set period, but you can see my return has been £20.08, which of course, if you think about it, in 1.5 months, a 1.6% return is actually really, really good. You're not going to get that from any high street bank, and £20 for that small time period isn't too bad. However, if you consider that instead, if I had put in £3,000 back in the 2nd of January at £9.95, I would have made a return more than 4 times higher at a positive £87, which is a rate of return of over 6% in a very short period of time. The other thing to note is that within that same time period, we would not have received any dividends from this fund, as this fund pays out dividends twice a year. I chose it for this reason too. And the ex-dividend date is tomorrow. I am filming this on the 12th of February, by the way. So if I were to hold it tomorrow morning at market open, then I will be entitled to 5 pence per share that I own. Again, I'm glad this is not part of the experiment because I want to compare what would happen if we had lump summed instead of, day cost averaging, which we seem to have done in this experiment. But anyway, even if we lump summed and we kept it, we still would be entitled to those same dividends. And if you think about it, dividends is not a huge deal here because the value of the fund actually decreases by the amount of dividends paid out typically. So really, the comparison still stays true. Now you can see here clearly I have been investing £100 every single day, and there have been quite a lot of fluctuation. As you can see, sometimes my rate of return was over 5.2%, and then you can see right now about 1.8%. Let's just have a look at the S&P 500 over those 1.5 months. As you can see, I started investing on Thursday the 2nd of January. That was the first day the stock market opened for the year in the UK anyway, and you can see just the next week after, the stock market dipped by a huge amount down to £9.74. Yes, if we were an expert market timer, we could have bought it then and then we could have sold it when it was £10.31. But realistically, who is going to be able to do that? Not many people. So then there is only the option of, dollar cost averaging or lump sum investing. From all the experiments that I have done so far, it seems to be that lump sum investing does win out. And that is to do with the fact that realistically, we expect as investors for the stock market, over longer time periods granted, we do expect it to go up. So by investing at any single point, we do expect our returns in a good amount of time to be positive. There will be downturns in the short term, as we can see here. There have been loads of dips and crashes, but instead of lump summing, if we choose to dollar cost average, there has to be an assumption that there is going to be some sort of correction, some sort of market heading down, and that is something we just can't afford to try to guess if we are in it for the long term. At the end of the day, you can do whatever you want with your money. If you want to trade it, you can do that by all means. I know that I have a lot of fun doing that, so I can't knock you for doing it. However, it does seem that again in this experiment, lump sum investing would have given you a superior return, although in a very short period of time, and past performance of course is no indication for future performance. Whilst I have you guys here, you can see that I am all into the S&P 500 here. I barely have any cash left. I bought a lot of shares today because there was a slight dip and I'm very happy about that. Also, by the way, if you are interested in daily content from myself, I have made a secret new YouTube channel where I just post shorts. I'll link that down below. If you're not interested, that's absolutely fine, but I thought you might like some daily investing content. Now that I have completed this challenge of £100 per day into the GSPX, I will eventually sell this off and then start a new £100 per day series. And I'm thinking about investing into the Nasdaq 100. Now, please leave a comment down below suggesting what I should do it in. Mostly I'm only interested in ETFs, so if someone says Nvidia, I'm probably not going to do that. This is my actual money, and £100 a day is kind of still a lot of money. So make sure to check out some of my other videos and I'll see you in the next video.